Hey guys, I'm Grandmaster Maniac, and today I'm here to tell you about a trick I've been using for a long time to help get better movement out of the entire Overwatch cast, but it's especially helpful for Lucio. For more guides like this one, be sure to subscribe to the channel and go check out GameLeap.com for more helpful guides like this one on everything involving Overwatch. So, some of the things you'll hear from higher ranked players involving ranking up in Overwatch will usually revolve around three main subjects, having to do with your positioning, your mechanics, and your game sense. Now, positioning and game sense are both things that will come over time as you look at your gameplay and analyze your mistakes, or have someone coach you to help you find your mistakes. For example, something that helps is analyzing why you die when you're staring at your respawn counter. Think about what you could have done differently in that situation to better optimize it for you. They aren't things that will always change overnight, but depending on how seriously you push yourself to see your mistakes, you can improve at these at an exponential rate. It's just a matter of putting yourself in the right mindset and pushing yourself to improve, even if it can be frustrating at times with how long it can take. However, the third part of the equation is mechanics. A common misconception around this idea of improving mechanics is that you just need to train your aim relentlessly until you've reached a point you're satisfied with the skill you've achieved, no matter how long it may take. Now, I personally have about 3,000 or 4,000 hours in FPS on PC, with another couple thousand on console, so how to aim has always been something I've trained years for. While improving your aim is a great way to help your chances of ranking up, and you should definitely go check out the video I recently made about how to improve your aim, there's an often overlooked aspect of mechanical skill that tends to completely go by the wayside: movement. So, movement in Overwatch means a lot of things depending on what heroes you play. For Winston, it involves nailing down all the little details about how his leap ability works and how to maximize effectiveness from Primal Rage. For Widowmaker, Hanzo, and Ashe, it involves using your abilities to get effective positioning and to escape from threats that are attempting to dive you. And for Lucio, whom this video is really about, it's about using wall riding and speed to their fullest potential, allowing you to disrupt the enemy team, allow your team to push in as a unit while enhanced with speed boost, and to use maximum potential speed to get to your team when you're split from them, and so you can peel his heal as needed. Now, as I'm sure anyone who's wall ridden as Lucio knows, when you jump off of walls, you get a speed boost. Something that was noticed by a lot of players fairly early on into the addition to this was that this speed boost can actually be stacked multiple times when jumping from wall to wall. Something that I personally learned was that you could actually get multiple of these speed boosts by jumping off of the same wall if you input the jump key fast enough. This is especially helpful when you're playing Lucio and going for a sick rollout to get you somewhere faster. A rollout usually refers to leaving the spawn room with fast and oftentimes flashy movement, getting you to the point faster to either go for early picks on maps like Lijiang Tower Gardens, or to get back to the fight and help your team as quickly as possible. Thanks to my experience in other FPS games, particularly Counter-Strike, I'd grown accustomed to binding my scroll wheel down movement to jump for bunny hopping, which is a bug-turned feature method on some game engines meant to preserve movement speed while also allowing you to gain extra speed through skillful movement. So, because I did this in Overwatch out of habit from other games, I noticed that while there isn't a true bunny hopping mechanic, despite D.Va having voice lines referencing the action, you could still slightly preserve movement, allowing you to be slightly faster in certain situations. For example, while using Widowmaker's hook to speed to a position horizontal to you, you can jump just as you hit the ground to bounce forward with a slight extra speed boost. The same applies to Reinhardt's charge, Winston's leap, and several others which I may not even have seen before. The most dramatic use of it I found though was actually not on the ground at all, rather was on the walls. Now, as you may have figured out by now over the course of this video, by having my scroll wheel on jump, I was able to input several jump commands into Overwatch extremely quickly, allowing me to get multiple speed boosts anytime I jumped off of a wall. Many high-level Lucios actually have jump bound to something like right-click, and they spam it whenever they want to do something similar, but if you're like me, it just isn't as easy to do, and oftentimes just won't be nearly as effective. I believe DSP Stanky was the player who started doing this, but I definitely could be wrong, so don't hold it against me. If I was ever in position to jump from wall to wall, it gave me insane speed abilities. I remember for a long time, I always thought wall riding in general just felt that fast. But then on one particular game on Numbani, I left the defender spawn in the preparation countdown and decided to speed to the enemy door and say hello to the enemy team just, for fun. I made it there before my team had even made it to the first point, which prompted my Reinhardt to ask, how the heck did I get so far so fast? So I decided to run some tests to see just how much faster it could be. So allow me to show you a little race I conducted against myself to see just how much of a difference it makes. Now, I'll be the first to admit I'm not the best Lucio in the world, and I'm not claiming that my movement is optimal, but this is just a little demonstration on the speed difference you can get. One clip is going to be going from King's Row attacking spawn to third point finish with the scroll wheel trick. One is going to be with just spacebar, the way most people would play Lucio, and the last will be without any wall raiding, to give a baseline and show how much wall riding of any sort can help with speeding things up and getting around obstacles. So, as you can see, this is a huge change to movement speed and an advantage you can use in a lot of situations to either escape, push, or move somewhere to help your team. Like I said, I'm not going to pretend that all of the movement shown in the clips was perfect, but if a DPS player like me can get that sort of difference with Lucio with just a keybind change, it's a pretty good argument to give it a shot yourself. One little note I'll say about this though is that it's really easy to forget about your team while pushing forward sometimes. And with the speed boost they get from your aura, they still won't be able to keep up. So if you're not careful, you'll likely leave them in the dust. I highly recommend you check this out for yourself and see what kind of results you get. If you want to go to your controls, scroll down to jump, and use scroll wheel as the secondary bind for jump. Then hop in the training range and jump around from wall to wall, getting used to the length and speed of your new wall hops. Then move into quick play, seeing how your newfound movement abilities can be brought into actual gameplay. And then once you think you're ready, go ahead and take it into competitive and show the enemy team just how fast a frogman can be.
To go ahead and wrap this video up, we put together a little montage of some rollouts, escapes, and flanks that you can use with this trick. So just go ahead, sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Anyways guys, that's going to be it for this one. I hope you enjoy, and I look forward to hearing about any success stories you guys can get with this. For more guides from top level players just like this one, be sure to subscribe to the channel for regularly released uploads, and check out GameLeap.com to learn everything there is to know and take your game to the next level with any hero you want to learn. Once again, I'm Grandmaster Maniac, and that's going to be it for this one today, but I'll catch you in the next one.